Hello! Today we are here to present the haul for the Gen Con 2022. This is actually my haul. Miranda had her own, it's much smaller, and then Robert had his own, so I'm sure they may be presenting theirs as well, but this is my haul. Took a lot of effort to get all this, but most of my Gen Con was spent collecting these. So these will be coming to the channel for review fairly soon in the next few months as we go through them all. So starting over here on the far side, we have Acropolis. This is one of the hottest games that they had there. Sold out at Origins, sold out again at Gen Con. We got that, Make It Happen. Don't know much about this one. This was kind of a pickup to go along with because they had a deal or bundle deal if you bought 2 games, because I was wanting to get the Avalon big box because I like the Resistance and Avalon, and didn't have all the Avalon stuff, so I got the big box of it, which is a relative term. It's kind of small, but it's got all the contents that have been released for it. Riverside, this is a roll and write that I was eager to try. It was on my must-have list and was able to grab a copy. I've got the expansion for Red Cathedral, one of my favorite small box games, so looking forward to giving that a try. Already mentioned Avalon. We got this super punch fighter that came in our VIG swag bag. I don't know anything about it. Power Plants. This is one that I passed on at Origins, but I absolutely wanted to make sure I got it here because I was kicking myself for not getting it at Origins because it looks beautiful. And it's a slight light engine builder. Tasmania expansion for Australia. I've heard great things about Australia. Still haven't played our copy, but new expansion for it, wanted to grab it. Crusaders, they will be done. I really enjoyed the base game of it. I was really sad whenever Tasty Minstrel went under because I didn't figure we wouldn't see any more of it, but they actually got Renegade took up the game and we got a copy of the expansion. Turing Machine. This is another one that sold out for Hachette Games. Learned while I was up there, it's not Hachette as I was pronouncing it, it's Hachette. But yeah, the Turing Machine sold out for them as well. It's similar and made by the same people who make Decrypto. So eager to give that one a try. Cat in the Box, another one that was a hot seller. Took them the whole convention because they had a ton of them, but they managed to sell out this again. It sold out at Origins every morning. So this is a trick-taking game, but you don't have suits at the beginning of each round. You declare the suit of the card, and it's a kind of a puzzler where you're eliminating the different options that you can play, and it impacts other players. So it's kind of a cool game. It's kind of based on the whole Schrodinger's cat conundrum. Critical Foundation, from what I heard from Hachette Games, this is kind of like a TV serial. This is season 1, and the choices you make will impact your future seasons, so I'm eager to see what that's like. Another Wonderland themed game, Duckscape in Wonderland. I'm always a big fan of anything Alice. Gloom, got to meet with Atlas Games. We'll talk more about that. We're going to do a follow-up video as far as our basically our wrap-up of Gen Con, where we'll talk about all the different vendors we met with and what things they have coming down the pike. But we'll be doing the reviews for Gloom. We've already done Gloom Base, but we'll be doing Gloomier and their Chronicles expansions sometime probably around October, around Halloween. Good time for that. Home Sweet Home or Not. This was a popular one from DeVere. Don't really know much about it, just knew it was going to be hot. I wanted to go ahead and grab it because it looks interesting. It looks like you got kind of a home that you've got stories that could range all over the place as far as the gameplay. It's made by Paul Peterson, the same guy that made Smash Up, so eager to give that one a try. San Francisco, I've heard mixed on this one, so I'm eager to see how it turns out. This is a Rebel game. San Francisco is kind of an engine builder as well, from my understanding, but I don't know much beyond that. It looked really cool when I saw it, but then I heard some reviews kind of were mixed on it. So we'll see what our thoughts are. Voices in My Head. Now, this is the new one from Corey Konecka, who makes Battlestar Galactica. So it comes from good pedigree. I'm not sure anything about this game. But anything Corey Konietzka puts out, I'm going to give it a look. Guild of Merchant Explorers, we've already reviewed this for the channel. This came in our AEG Big Game Night pack. I already have a copy, so this is a duplicate. Twilight Inscription, this was a hot seller. They only had 50 copies each day. It was very hard for me to get. Rob actually managed to get this one for me, so thank you to Rob. But this is a roll and write set in the Twilight Imperium universe, and it's a fairly complex roll and write, as you would expect. It's lengthy compared to what most roll and writes are. But we did get to play this at Gen Con. Rob actually demoed it, and so did my sister, and they both loved it. We played a game of it. I'm still going to give it another couple goes before I give my full assessment. It was positive, but I'm not sure how much I liked it yet. Another roll and write, because we love roll and writes, Super Skill Pinball 4K. I love pinball. I love roll and writes. Want to give that one a try. The Reckoner Steel Slayer. I've played the base, or haven't played the base game. I have it. I'm looking forward to giving it a try. Wanted to go ahead and grab this while I had an option to get it with some upgraded pieces. So want to see what that comes out to look like. Evergreen. I saw this in the at the display, and it looked very interesting. It had like a dial, had different locations you could place your different wooden pieces. It's garden, forestry themed, obviously. It's the kind of games we like. Actually got several of those kind of nature-based games while I was up there. So Viticulture, this is the cooperative version, Viticulture World, in the wine crate box, which I probably shouldn't have got because ultimately I have the original wine crate box. So I got two wine crates sitting next to each other. Blazon, this is a game of making crests, which I thought was really cool. It actually has some metal crest pieces that are down there. I can't reach them from here, but the ones that come in it are cardboard, but I got the upgrade kit for it. They'll say this is a game that's like it's Slight Engine Builder again, about making different types of candies. I believe tiramisu is on here, but it's about different planting fields, harvesting crops, and building cafes. So looked interesting. Gartenbau. I actually got to play this one last night, and we played the basic game. I'll give it another try with the standard game, but I can tell you it was a positive reviews I got from comments from our players. eBay had a booth where they were actually giving away games. It was very interesting. They had a game. They gave you a play mat, which is down there, and they gave you a pen for the collectible pins, which I had to get enough to make sure I guaranteed that I got the carpet pin, because that was the one that everybody wanted. And I love the carpet at the convention center. Sadly, I hear that there might be rumors that they're going to be replacing it soon, but I love the carpet. It's one of the things that's most memorable about the convention for me, so I hope that, it doesn't go away, but if it does, at least I'll have a lasting memory of it, this pen. Everybody Lies from the Detective Game series. I got this as the Batman themed one. I got this as one of my pre-orders before I ever got to the convention to pick up there. I love the detective series. I really enjoy any kind of mystery type things, and I like the Batman Rogue Gallery. Even though I'm not a DC fan, I do like the Rogue Gallery for Batman. Picture Perfect had a new expansion. We enjoyed that game, gave it good reviews. This one is the Sherlock one, which I love, Sherlock Holmes, so that's a good fit for me. Marvel Remix, this is a re-theme of Fantasy Realms with a little few different quirks apparently, but it's Marvel. I'm hoping Vision's in it. I haven't got in there to check yet. Below that we have Three Sisters. This one actually came while I was at Gen Con. I had pre-ordered it along with Feed the Kraken, which is over here somewhere. Oh, next column, I should say. But Three Sisters, we love that. You've got a review up on our channel if you want to check it out. But one of our favorite roll and writes, and I didn't have a copy, so now I do, and got the expansions for it. The new expansion hasn't arrived yet because it's still come from the Kickstarter. Pinpoint, this is from the same people that make the Reckoners. It's one of their party type games. The Hunger, the expansion, Miranda and I both love The Hunger. and they had the new expansion. I pre-ordered it, picked it up there. Miranda actually ran a couple sessions of the Hunger while we were at Gen Con, so she really enjoys that game. That old wallpaper, we just did our review of that. This was the free copy we got for Big Game Night. Master Word, that came as a game that was in our VIG swag bag, so don't know much about it, but it was free, picked it up. Great Western Trail, this was one of the hardest ones to get. They only had, I think, 100 copies for the whole convention, 25 a day. Thankfully, a buddy of mine worked the booth, and my buddy Rob was also there, so managed to get 2 copies of it, and one of my good friends wanted it as well, so we both ended up with a copy of this. But this is the Rails to the North expansion for the new set for Great Western Trail, which obviously is one of our favorite games. Miranda also ran a session for that while we were at Gen Con. Manhattan Project Energy Empire. This is a really sad tale where the person who owned Minion Games passed away before this Kickstarter was delivered, and it was ultimately picked up by Colossal Games and finished and shipped out for distribution. So I was able to get a copy of that for our review. I'm so glad they were able to finish it up for them. It's just a sad tale, someone passed away, but glad to see the Manhattan Project still lives on, and it's definitely a great game. The original was. I haven't tried Energy Empire yet, but now we have the expansion for it. Villainous, Star Wars Villainous, another one I've heard mixed things about. Once I picked it up, I love the theme. We're okay with the game. I've heard some mixed reviews on this version of it, though, so we'll see. Eternal Palace, this one looked beautiful when I saw it, and not sure much about it. I just knew it looked beautiful, and it looked something right up our alley, so I picked it up. Feed the Kraken, as I mentioned earlier, a Kickstarter I backed that came while I was at Gen Con. Firefly Misbehavin'. This is a deck builder. It's set in the Firefly universe. Miranda's a huge Firefly fan. I like it as well, and we like deck builders, so definitely wanted to pick that up. Brazil Imperial. This was another hot seller, sold out. We pre-ordered it, make sure we had it when we got there. Thanks again to Portal and many others who did pre-orders. Really appreciate when you guys do that kind of thing. Makes things much nicer. So Brazil Imperial is a kind of a territory control, slight engine builder, I believe. Really like the theme of it. Looking forward to giving it a go. Crosstalk. This is another one from the same company, Nauvoo Games, who make Reckoners, another party game that they gave me a deal on free when I purchased the Reckoners expansion. Want to give that one a try. Got a whole bunch in the Dice Hospital Dice theme park series here. Dice Hospital being the this is the roll and write version of it. We have the app for the game. We don't have the base game of Dice Hospital, but I have played it on the Dice Terror Cruise, and Miranda and I both liked it. So now we've got the roll and write version, and we have the app to play the base game. And then we have Dice Theme Park in its upgraded kit. The X-Men United, I got backed pieces of this. I was not a big fan of Marvel United, but I like the miniatures, especially since my buddy Vincent painted them all for me. So he really liked the game and wanted me to, whenever I got it in, to ship them up, and he was going to paint them for me as well as play the game while I had it. So getting ready to send this off to get painted, but I was missing, one thing that made me sad was they mixed all my favorite characters amongst all the different sets. So I bought the ones that I was most eager about, but I was missing Archangel. They had a place that was selling the individual box sets for a reasonable price. I won't say it was great, but it was better than what most people were trying to do, scalping them. So this one I managed to get at Gen Con. The guy was kind enough to text me whenever he had a copy available to sell me, because he was at the time selling them as a bundle only, but he said if anybody bought the base game, he would sell me the expansion if they didn't buy it. And within like 5 minutes after I left the booth, he texted me. So they were selling like hotcakes. Framework. This was one we actually played at Gen Con. It's a remake of Nova Luna by UA Rosenberg with some slight variance in the rules and theme. Is, you know, the theme's kind of generic as far as it being pipes. It was a lot of fun. We played it in our room. This was actually what we played on my 50th birthday. So really enjoyed playing that one. Won it too, so that makes it a bonus. Terracotta Army. This is the #1 game I was gunning for when I got there. Unfortunately, I had a slight change of plans thanks to the last-minute announcement, which is over there, of Ark Nova, the map pack that they released. The Ark Nova map pack, they released it, didn't give any kind of indication of how many they were going to have. They just said limited supply while available. So it became I had to change my entire route to go and pick up Ark Nova first. Sadly, Catherine did not arrive. I was hoping to get that while I was there getting the Ark Nova map, but Catherine was apparently stuck on a boat somewhere, so it did not arrive. So I had to scratch that one off my chase list. That was going to be my #2 chase. So Terracotta Army, this one is, I'm super eager. It's one of the few I've actually opened. I've already punched and got ready to play, so looking forward to getting that one to the table soon. This little guy was again a freebie that came in our VIG swag kit, as was this next game down here, Switching Tracks. I know absolutely nothing about it. It's some kind of a train or track laying game. Here's the dice theme park that goes with the pieces over there. Garden Nation. This is another one of the garden type games. I know nothing about it other than it looked beautiful. Walking by the tables, there was all these nice little plastic miniatures for it. It seemed to be pretty popular while I was there. They didn't sell out to my knowledge, but it was going pretty fast. Northgard, this is another one from the Hachette games. This was one that's actually based on a video game, but I've not got any familiarity with the video game. I talked with Hachette when I was at Origins about their upcoming games for Gen Con, and this is one they talked highly about. To my knowledge, it did not sell out either, but it was selling pretty well. It's kind of a slight area control game, but it's set in the universe of Northgard, and supposedly it captures that game pretty well. It was probably the one that looked most interesting out of the ones at Origins that they showed me. So I am eager to give it a go, but it's, you know, having not really got a connection to the theme, I'm hopeful the gameplay will make up for the fact that I don't really know the theme at all. Unmatched, I've never gotten into the Unmatched games. I've heard good things about them, but this was in our VIG swag bag, so I got Little Red Riding Hood versus Beowulf, which is an interesting combination. So I'm going to give Unmatched my first try for one of their games. Ready, Set, Bet. This is a one that didn't come out at Gen Con. They didn't have it. This was at the media event we had for AEG. They gave us a review copy. So looking forward to getting this one up to the table really soon, because it'll be before a lot of people get a chance to see this game. So I want to get it out to you guys so you can take a look, because I did get to demo it at the media event, and it's a quick little game, but it's perfect for our household because we live right next to the Churchill Downs area. So when Kentucky Derby comes along, this is a perfect game to play. We also have Long Shot, the roll and write game, and those two I think will be out every year for the Derby. So looking forward to getting this one out. But it was a lot of fun, I can tell you right now, demoing it at the event, and it's only a few minutes long. The only problem I saw with it was there has to be somebody kind of moderating the game, who does the rolling and calling of the numbers. But even that can be fun, especially since it's kind of chaotic. And last but not least, Wormholes. We've already reviewed this one for the channel. We got our copies at Gen Con. This was actually in again, with a media kit. They didn't have it at the big game night, but they did have it for sale there. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it, just too short for our taste. But that is most of the swag. Oh, most important thing, I forgot. My Grail game I've been chasing forever. I've got Glory to Rome. I actually managed to get 2 copies, one for me and one for Robert. This game is super hard to find. The company that made it, the 2 people that owned the company, just disbanded and did not like each other after it was disbanded. They've tried to re-release it a few times, and there's been lawsuits involved. So now people are just printing their own copies. This is not an official, this is a reprint, or someone sent it, but it's a very well done reprint, better than the original. Sent over to a manufacturing company. It was done with linen finish. All the cards are linen finish. All the play mats that show you your different choices and actions, cheat sheets, are linen finished. And they got a custom box made for it that's magnetic, and the first player token is embedded in the front of the box, with a magnet. It comes off, and you can just pass it around. So it's really cool. That was probably my favorite thing I acquired during the entire convention. Thank yous go out to Jake, who was able to get that for me. I really appreciate it. It was great getting to meet Jake at the convention. And coincidentally, while I was there, I got to meet Alec Usticki from the Fans of Gen Con group. So, been heard the name, saw the name many times, talked to him on different things on the forum, but I've never actually met him in person. Got to meet him at Gen Con. He gave me the Fans of Gen Con die. It was really cool getting to meet him while I was picking up Glory to Rome. He was picking up a game as well. So Jake was making a lot of sales that day. So yeah, I mean, it was all in all, it was a great convention. We'll talk about it more in the other video, but just wanted to get this in front of you so you could take a look and see what will be coming down the pike on the channel. It's going to take us a few days to get everything in order. I want to get this video out because we wanted some content related to the Gen Con before we could get a chance to do the full breakdown. But take a look. Tell us what your favorite games were for the con. We'd love to hear. If you got any opinions on the ones in this collection or ones you got that you want to share, I'd love to see them. Put them down in the comments below, and hopefully you had a great con too. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.